Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Incompetent Nerds. I'm your host, Tank, along with my good friend and co-host, Marc. How's it going, brother?
I was waiting for you to say Marky Mark.
No, it was Marky Parky.
Marky Parky, yeah. Because I was going to call you Tiny.
Yep, so it looks
I had
like
it all ready, and you just went with the normal name on me. You caught me way off guard.
Yeah. You know what's funny is, kind of forgot about that.
No, it happens. I understand. But see, you still threw me off because you just said my normal name. Because even if you had a different name, I would be like, okay, he's saving that one. But you threw the normal name at me.
Yep, Marky Parky. All right, Marky Parky, let's get this show on the road. So for today's...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. We always do that every time.
Hey, it's what happens when you cast in two different cities, 2,000 plus miles away. We don't have that face to face all the time like last episode, but we figure it out. This episode is about dreams, guys. More specifically, our dreams, because we don't have anybody to interview, so we're going to interview each other. But just what do our dreams look like? I have some specific questions about dreams, mainly because I recently rewatched the movie Inception, and I got into it. But there are a few things I've always been curious about. So you said you had a good dream to share, so I'm just going to ask you what your dream was about last night, and we'll start there.
So my dream, it was like me, my siblings, everybody was at my home, and everybody was just chilling, talking, nothing really major. And then next thing you know, there was a freaking bat in my house, flying around in my kitchen.
Interesting.
So as the bat
specific.
Yeah, I know, right? As the bat tries to make his way to and here I know it was a bat, but as it's trying to make his way to the living room, I caught it with one hand, just foul ball, bitch. I caught that shit.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, until the fucker bit my hand. But I was still holding him. So he's biting me. I was like, holy shit. So I run and I get a towel and I wrap the fucker up in the towel to hold him in because I'm not trying to have him fly all around. And I'm like, holy shit, this fucking bat most likely has rabies. I need to go.
Okay.
So I'm telling my mom,
I might have rabies shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling my mom, hey, when I need to hurry up and go to the hospital. Plus, I need to dump out this rat somewhere else. This bat, because I still had him and he was still fighting me. I'm like, I'm gonna let him go, but I don't know if this motherfucker had rabies or not. So the whole plan was to take him to a veterinarian, whatever, and then me go to the hospital and see if I have rabies or not.
Mm-hmm.
But the dream took forever. In my dream, I still didn't go to the hospital. I still didn't leave the house. The whole time I'm waiting for shit to go down. Now I'm in the living room, sitting down on my couch, holding this motherfucker still, who's still trying to bite me.
You never get to the climax in your dreams most of the time. It's it's always either backstory or rising action, and I've always thought that was fascinating because you never know. You never have a conclusion. Nothing's ever resolved.
Exactly that, dude. I was going nuts, and then I woke up this morning. Nothing, everything was normal. I looked at my hand. I'm like, yo, them bites was fucking horrible. I felt those little pinches.
Yeah, that's interesting. Have you ever seen a bat, or what do you think it came from? Did you watch a YouTube video with bats in it before you went to bed?
No, I think what kicked it off was my sister was playing Minecraft, and my mom was telling me that because I wasn't home when I had this dream, but my mother was telling me that she was playing Minecraft and she was yelling to the top of her lungs saying that there was bats in her house. So my mom was telling me this and I'm laughing. So when I fell asleep last night, that's what I remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. State dependent memory. Yeah, that always happens to me. The last thing I think of, the last thing I see, just that's gonna be in the dream somehow.
Yeah.
Sometimes I try to, when I lucid dream a little bit, I try to prime it when I'm just all right, I want to think about penguins, and you just watch a bunch of penguin videos, and then I have a weird dream about penguins going on a journey to Africa or something.
Yeah.
But so specifically, the question I wanted to deep dive into was, you know, or you've been around Spanish. People spoke Spanish your whole life,
Yeah.
but you don't necessarily speak Spanish.
No.
And maybe this is a question for other people in your family who do speak Spanish. Have you ever had a dream where people were speaking Spanish?
I have. I had.
Really?
I
You
had.
you remember it?
Yeah, I remember some of it, and it's funny because I want to say it's more of a subconscious type thing because
Hmm.
I'm like most of my family, they speak Spanish and English, but I'm constantly around the constant Spanish and English. So when I'm
Right.
dreaming, there's times I could pick up words. I want to say when I'm dreaming, like let's say for example, my mom's speaking Spanish to somebody, I could pick up the few words that I do know, but the rest is like gibberish. It's literally just like
Right.
gibber, 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 and then something Spanish, and then back to gibber, gibber, gibber. It's like sometimes I pick that shit up while dreaming, and it's because I've been around just that my whole life.
But you never have a dream where
It was like
everybody's speaking Spanish and you're the only one speaking English.
no, I never had.
Okay. Cause yeah, so like yeah, I think the idea of dreaming is an interesting concept because we always put like no matter what we do to ourselves in our subconscious or what happens, like you got bit by a bat, like you didn't you weren't, I guess, danger, quote unquote, but like you weren't ever in a situation where you were confused.
No.
And I always think that's fascinating that we do that with our dreams because the language thing, like for example, my grandfather came here in high school from Italy to America, knows Italian, knows English very well, both languages, right? Obviously, he learned Italian first,
Yeah.
and to this day, he can only dream in Italian. He's never had a dream that I know of, obviously, or that he's told me about, where he dreamt in English.
Yeah.
And so I always think that was fascinating because he speaks, he like talks in his sleep. So it's always this Italian. It's always this like very rough Italian that like if I remembered it and recited it back to him, he doesn't even know what that means at this point
Yeah.
because it's like it's a dialect. But I wanted to just explore that concept of like we never get confused in our dream and we never get like we always know
Oh
what's
crap.
happening, so to speak.
No, now
We
everything's
got a
going
phone
off.
call
Give me.
popping off. See, that's the
Yeah.
Inception. I was thinking about phone calls, and have you've seen Inception, right? Oh, he muted himself. Maybe he didn't mute himself. I don't know. I'm talking about. I saw Inception 2010. It was a good movie. This podcast is sponsored by Inception. You should go watch it. Leo and Tom Hardy. That was like one of Tom Hardy's like he came back as an actor. After that he was just like I'm back in the fray. But who is it? Who else was in that movie? Oh, JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's a good guy. I remember him from Angels in the Outfield. That was a really cute Disney movie about baseball.
Wasn't he also in Third Rock from the Sun?
He was in Third Rock from the Sun. Yes, sir. He was a big kid actor, and then he was riding the wave up on the early 20s.
Yeah, I do like him as an actor. He's pretty cool. He's a pretty dope guy.
Oh, yeah, I love how he casually got back into that. That was so clutch. Just like, yeah, we're back ready to go. You've seen it though, right? You've seen
Yeah, I
Inception.
seen Inception. I enjoyed it.
Wait, so do you think that the concept itself is real
The dreams within the
about?
dreams, and the fact that how people could possibly invade your dreams. I don't know about the whole concept of people invading your dreams, but
Sure.
the dreams within the dreams, that concept is, I believe in it because I have experienced it.
A dream within a dream?
Yep, like I woke up within a dream to
I,
wake up again in reality and thinking like, is this a fucking dream again?
I think I did that after I watched, like maybe a week after I watched the movie, and I was like, okay, it's possible. Like I only did it to satisfy my subconscious, and I was like, okay, we never have to do this again because it's a
Yeah,
little trippy.
I had several of them from kids and then growing up. One of
Hmm.
them. So when we were kids, we moved from one apartment to another apartment. Um, And while living here, I never felt comfortable. After some time
Mhm.
passed, of course, but I had a dream. Me and my brother used to share a room, and so he used to have a little folding. He used to have a little folding cot, and I had like a twin size bed. So I remember
Mhm.
sleeping. We were both sleeping, and we used to have a green alarm clock, and I used to be on the bed frame, not the bed frame, the headboard. We had the little headboard with shelves and shit. So the alarm clock used to chill right there.
Mhm. Oh,
So I remember,
that's a OG like
yeah,
room setup,
yeah,
like
the
from the
real old
'90s.
school,
Like I don't even know a
early
headboard
two
that has
thousands.
like
Yeah,
something. Yeah, with like little drawers
yep,
or little alcove,
yep. But it didn't have. Oh my
almost
god!
like
It
little
did have drawers.
cubbies.
It had drawers on the side. Yeah, I mean at the bottom, it had drawers on the
Oh my
bottom.
God,
And me and my brother used to store like our socks and stuff down there. But
that's so cool. That I think I still want one of those even as an adult.
you
Just
could
the
get the
concept of
you, you
that
could
much storage space is so ideal.
and you could get the adult size one where it's like a foam mattress on top, king size because
Yeah,
it's for a king. You just keep going, keep it going. Um,
yeah.
so I
But
remember this.
alarm clock, yeah.
So the alarm
Continue.
clock. I remember. I forgot the time, but let's just say, for example, it was like 12:30. So I remember looking at the clock. No, what woke me up was the closet. I heard the closet door open. Now my closet, well, not my room anymore, but that closet door was difficult to open.
Uh-huh.
Because you had to really turn the handle to get in there, and then you had to like put a lot of pressure when closing the door for it to latch. If not, it'll just stay open.
Right.
So I remember we closed the closet, but why is it like slightly open? I'm like, is my brother get in there or whatever? So I look at the time. So I put my head up. I look at the time. It says like 12:30. I look back at the closet. The closet's open. Now it's fully open, and I'm freaking
Uh-huh.
out. I start staring in there, and I see Jason just walking towards me slowly, and I
Oh,
can't scream. Um, I can't scream, and I freak out. So I wake up. I was like, "Whew."
uh-huh.
I'm like, woke up, and now I'm like, okay, I'm fine. And then
Right.
next thing you know, he went from the side of me to the foot of my bed. Now the foot of my bed is just a window there. There's no way in hell anything could come right there. It's just the foot of the bed. I when I turn and lay my head back down and see him, I jumped again, and then I woke up. Now I'm awake, but then I look at the clock. Homie, it was 12:30.
Oh, that's crazy.
So the same time I was dreaming in my head was the same time I woke up. So it
Yeah.
could have been I was lucid dreaming. I was dreaming my eyes open,
Right.
and then I did wake up, but I fell back to sleep with my eyes open again,
Hmm.
and then it happened again. Um, yeah, that one was one of my
That's
most
trippy.
memorable ones because that one scared the living shit out of me.
Yeah, and it's crazy how like I mean, obviously you got the archetype from a movie, but like your brain made that.
Yeah,
It's just I always get blown away by stuff like that.
or
Um,
the fact how your brain when it tries, like, for example, if you're walking through a busy city, everybody looks alike.
yeah, yeah. Or like when you make eye contact, you like remember the first person who looks like that person.
Yep.
I don't know if you do that, but I do that because like I'll see like a person who could be a complete stranger, and I'll be like, oh, that person kind of looks like that. And then what your mind you make those like connections. So then if they do something that reminds you of that person, you're like, oh, they're just like them, right?
Yeah.
I had a weird dream like a week ago.
Yeah.
Is I was like with an ex-girlfriend and we were like married, we had kids, like, you know, every the whole nine yards. But I was like, you're so I was like, she was totally different. Like she had a different personality. It was, she was like acting different. I was like, this is so weird. It's sort of, it was like how I am now with uh my girlfriend. So I was like, it was so weird because she had like the personality of the present, but like it was the person of the past.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening there? And finally we get to like I don't I don't know if my dream fast forwards like years. So like there were like children born and all this stuff, and then I something happened and like we got in a fight or like we got in an argument or something, and I woke up and I felt like my heart was beating out of my chest, like I was like kind of sweating a little bit. I like I was freaking out. I was like, what is this? And then I like immediately looked it up, and it was uh it was like some weird subconscious thing about like when you think about people that you miss or whatever, people that you don't see anymore, and they come up in your dream, it's like they're thinking about you.
Yeah.
That's the like meta thing. But I was like, whatever, I'm going back to bed.
I remember I had a dream where I was older and I was on
Hmm.
my deathbed. It was
Yeah. That's a trippy one.
I was older person, and it was funny was the whole room looked like like a typical British like mansion, you could say, or
Hmm.
European, where all the walls are,
Victorian.
yeah, Victorian style. The walls are like straight wood panels, like very Victorian style. So I remember I'm
Hmm.
laying in bed, and as I'm laying there, I'm surrounded by my siblings, my nieces, my nephews, and they're all crying. They're older. It's weird to see them older. Um, and I'm just telling them like, it was a good life. And like I'm like, it wasn't the best life, but it was a good life. But it's time for me to move on. And you know, and I'm talking to them. They start crying, and then all of a sudden, my eyes starts to close, and then I
Hmm.
wake up. Then I wake up in reality, like, yo, what the fuck?
Get a little
But
emotional there, man.
But dude, it
Shit.
was very, very peaceful. It was
Yeah,
peaceful.
yeah,
It was emotional, and I wasn't like afraid or scared. I'm guessing like, what's this? What is it called? Like the 5 stages or 7 stages of death or something like that. When you go from like no, when you go from like being optimistic to
grief, denial to acceptance.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and like I was already at the acceptance part. Like I went straight from that one. I didn't go through all the other stages. Um, and that was it. And it was crazy was if you ever die in your dreams, your mind doesn't have any concept of what's after death. So that's why you always wake up.
Right.
Because,
So the first time I heard that, I was probably like 12 or 13.
yeah.
So I was like, challenge accepted, right? So
So Uncle
immediately I fall
Marky
asleep that
Parky.
night, and I'm like, I'm gonna try to die.
First
So
car I see in my dream, I'm jumping in front of it.
so it was like I was dying by lethal injection. So I was like, I had a million questions. I was like, oh, what happened? Like, who did I kill? Blah blah blah. So they did it, and I was just like, I remember feeling the pinch in my arm. I was like, oh, that's too real. But then it just nothing happened, and then it's like you black out, and then my dream just like reset into something else. So then I was falling out of a parachute I was falling from a plane with no parachute,
Yeah.
and then I never hit the ground, and then like it was just a cycle of like 50,000 ways to die, and I was just like I wouldn't die in all of them, and I was like, oh, there's some like truth to that, and then I like never did that again.
Oh, Lord. You see, yeah, but you answered your own thing. It's like, challenge accepted, but you died, and next thing you know, you went to somewhere else. And you're like, yo, what the hell? Now I'm falling from the sky. This is bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, I was like, why is this not allowed to happen?
Is that we don't have that we just talk about what's heaven or hell or the afterlife and what's all that is, but there's no definitive proof like things we can
Explanation.
see. Yeah, so your
Yeah,
mind doesn't cannot wrap that concept around like, oh, there's life after death. So it's like, if something happens to me today, it's nothing to worry about. I'm good tomorrow.
right. So we'll transition on like to the spooky aspect of that, because we talked about superstitions before on the cast, and so one of them is, so there's two subsets. They say when you're about to die, you dream about the people, your family or whoever, that are already dead, and they're inviting, and it's usually warm, and it's usually a happy dream.
Yeah.
And so the Monday before my grandma died on a Sunday, she had a dream about her cousin, my mom's cousin, and how they were going to have a party. And
Yeah.
he died in like 1992 or something like that. And she was really, happy about it, excited, and almost believed like it was real. And my mom, told her, and my grandma was basically convinced that like she was wrong. But she got over it, my mom didn't think anything of it. And then after she was like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense."
Yeah.
But then they say after somebody dies, they're not, you have to like cross over, like you move on. Depends on like how into the uh, spirit or energy thing you want to get into. But the superstition is like the spirit doesn't cross over, like doesn't move on until the people alive have accepted the death,
Yeah.
right? And so for most people, when they accept the death, it's saying goodbye in some form or another in a dream. So like when she passed, it was a weird time. I just flew back from Chicago from when we hung out, and everybody was like, "Oh, did you see her? Did you see her in your dream yet?" And for me, it like took a couple months.
Yeah.
But then I had a dream. I was at Macy's, of all places. Grandma did a lot of shopping when I was younger, so I think that was just a memory I went to, right? And it was really weird because uh, I was like little. I was like 7 years old, 8 or 9, and I was like, "Grandma, like let's go. Like I have to go. Like it's time to go. Like they're gonna." And like I heard the thing on the thing, or the person on the loudspeaker say,
It's
"Oh,
closing.
we're closing in 10 minutes. You gotta leave." Yeah, and so I was like, like Grandma, let's go. And she's like, "No, I have to go this way." And she said it all in Italian, and
Yeah.
that was got me on the whole language thing. So I was like, "Whoa, how did I understand all that?" Right?
Yeah.
And she was basically like, "No, I have to go this way. Like goodbye." Like it was. She didn't say it, but it was obviously like a metaphor. And then when I woke up, I remember just feeling like super sad. And I was like, "Wait, like was that?" I don't know if that was that moment or that was that like time, but there was not really a reason to have that dream. It was just like a random Wednesday, nothing really reminded me of her. So I was like, oh, maybe that's the moment that she like moved on.
Yeah. And it's also, you could probably say her final goodbye to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really interesting with like how our dreams like they come to define like so much of our lives, but it's something we don't really talk about like that often, or we talk about like very casually and very like informally.
Yeah.
But I think they can come to help explain a lot sometimes.
No, I hear you. Because when my what's crazy is when my uncle passed away, I had a I had a dream with him, and it was like a retelling. The dream was like all over again with when I was 6. No, I was 18. I think I was turning 18, 19 years old, and we had a party in a hall, and he was
Uh
coming
huh.
late. He was coming to the party late because he was getting out of work. So he pulled up, and I had a lot of love and respect for this man. So when he pulled up in his car, he actually called my other uncle to let him know I'm outside and for me to go outside and see him because he's tired and he's not gonna stay long. He's just gonna go home, but he wanted to see me and say happy birthday. I was like, cool. So I go outside. He says happy birthday and everything, but then he's talking to me. He's like, get in the car. I need to talk to you. So I get in the car and we're talking, and he's telling me that he's sorry for anything that he has done because of my weight. When we were, he said, back when you were a kid, we used to take you from your mom from like 2, 3, 4 in the morning because him, him and all his cousins, like they were all dudes and they will all party. They will all go out together and party, and they all come home like 2, 3, 4 in the morning with food, mainly pizza and all this other stuff. And that they used to go down, and my mom will fight with them like he's asleep, leave him alone. Like shut up, like shut up. like fuck you, we're gonna take the baby,
Yeah.
give him food. And I would sit there with one eye open because I just woke up at 3 a.m. eating slices of pizza, like cheese.
Pizza.
I swear and I would sit around with them, and they would just slam. Like they'll get football sized pizzas, because like I said, they were all like there's about 8 of them, and they will always hang out with each other. Back in their youth, it was like they were their own little clique. They grew up real close. Did we just lose Mark?
No, I mean I can hear you.
Oh snap! I just started hearing the beeping.
Oh,
All right, so
no, I'm here. I'm always here.
so they would get like football sized pizzas and take me and wake me up. So as he was telling me all this, he goes, "I hope you don't blame me because I feel like I was the me and everybody was the problem for your weight. We didn't think that this was going to be a problem.
This is a dream, or this is real life?
This is real life.
This is real life.
Me and him. Yeah, this is real life. Me and him are talking about that. So
Okay.
That's what came up. So after that, he died. He died 2 years later or a year later, and the sad thing was, it didn't trigger. Hold on, dude. I gotta sneeze.
Sneeze. Pineapple. Mango? I forgot which fruit you're supposed to say.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. Yeah, I got it right.
So, so after he passed away, I had a dream with him, and we're back in the car again, and we're talking, and and when I'm in the car, I just realized that I'm sitting in the car with him. I turn, I see him, and dude, I fucking hugged him. I was like, Theo, I fucking miss you. Where you been? He's like, literally, he's like, get off of me, dude. You're a little too heavy. So, he puts me up, and we're talking. I'm like, and it was like the whole concept of me telling him about, oh, but you're dead, never came up.
Yeah.
And it went back to that whole scene, like, it's night, we're in front of this hall, and I'm in the car, and we're talking.
You just picked up the conversation, like, right where it left off.
Exactly, and that was just, I want to say that was his final goodbye, because when he was in the hospital, he just, he wasn't,
He wasn't himself. It's hard to...
No, it wasn't that he wasn't himself. He was in a coma.
Yeah.
And he never, I think he woke up once and fell right back in. So nobody, only, I want to say just a few people were able just to like actually talk to him before that was it.
Right.
And I want to say this dream was him coming through to us and talking, just saying their final goodbyes within the dreams. Because that's one thing. There's like if you sleep in haunted places, or if loved ones or friends passed away, they could visit you within your dreams. Especially if it was like certain circumstances where their life abruptly ended and nobody ever got to say a final goodbye. Like a good friend of yours wasn't in the hospital before they passed away, and you were able to say that final goodbye to them.
Right.
For some closure, it felt like the whole dreaming, because of that aspect. And that whole, spiritual and certain loved ones and friends could go ahead and be like, "Here's my final goodbye."
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that culture that like, it's hard to say like if we create it or if it just like exists naturally.
Yeah.
Because people they have energies, and they have feelings, and even when they're not there, it doesn't mean it just goes away.
No, I agree. It's just,
and when it's abruptly gone, it's like throws everybody off,
It does, and it's just weird how that just happens though.
What do you mean?
Because sometimes it's like it takes time. It's not like for the dreaming portion of it. Like when you start dreaming of them again, it's like it takes time, and that's the weird part. Because you just saw them, and that was it, and you don't dream about them. But then next you know, a month later, boom.
2 months later, 4 months later,
it's like, yo. Yeah. it was like I had a dream after I had to put my dogs down. I remember I had a dream that I woke up in tears because I missed my pups.
Hmm.
And I was getting ready for work. I had my book back on. I put my shoes. I'm leaving my back door, and as soon as I open my back door, before I open the screen door, I see my dog Lady trying to get back in the house.
Hmm.
And dude, I fucking screamed. And I opened that door and I ran and I just burst out and I grabbed her. She's licking me. I'm cuddling her and I'm holding her. I'm bursts of burst in tears. I'm like, fuck this
Hmm.
job. I'm gonna call off today. My dog is back. Like, bro, I was in tears. And, I bring her in. I feed her. I'm petting her. I'm holding her. I'm like, Mom, she's back. She's back. And she was like normal all over again. And I literally missed my dogs. And just to see her, I just like, it brought so much joy and happiness. And then when I woke up,
Yeah,
this is actually gonna
that's
hurt.
rough.
This is actually gonna hurt. So I woke up. Fuck. She used to sleep with me on my bed, and
Yeah.
she used to sleep either between my legs or she used to sleep on the side of me. And throughout this whole dream, I remember laying down with her, and I had my arm over her. I was cuddling, and then I woke up. I was facing the other direction. So when I turned around, I put my arm out. I felt nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
Oh
it
man.
broke my fucking heart. Like, I did not want to go back. I did not want to go to work that morning.
Yeah,
I was
obviously.
just, I was out of it. I was so, bro. I almost cried on the fucking cast. So that's just make that a fucking achievement. But oh my god, dude,
Trophy unlocked.
achievement unlocked. Trophy unlocked.
No, dude, but that's great. You're right. It's just a story. It's just a thought you have, and it's like it keeps all these emotions in us, and it helps us like define them and get through them. But how could you not cry, right? Like,
I swear to God,
shit.
bro. If I start dreaming about my dog, I'm going back to LA just to punch you in the face.
Be like, why did you pick this topic?
You motherfucker. I'm going to take my flight back home. After we stop by and get some 13th Street tacos. You're just gonna pull up there and we get two tacos like on that side with a bloody nose and some fucking things in there. Hey. God damn it, Mark. Oh man, I almost
I'm
cried.
sorry. I apologize.
That was pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah, I miss my pups. Like I had two of them, Bomb and Lady. You remember them?
yeah,
When we used to game, I used to have them on the. I mean, used to game. We used to do the video chats. Remember, they
yeah, yeah.
used to be on the camera, and Key used to lose his mind. He's like, "Oh, look at the puppies."
Yep. Did you ever think about getting a new dog
Yeah,
ever?
I have, but I wanna get my own place before I do all that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
and it will be a pit bull. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a pit
Yeah.
bull.
What was it like having being like a pet owner in a city?
Eh, these were my first pets, so I really can't compare it to anything else. Like I had hamsters and birds, but I really never counted them. They're pets, but they're not like dogs.
Yeah, that's what is it like? Do you did they did you like what do I want to ask? Like when you got home from work, did you immediately have to walk them because they were
Yeah,
just like so rambunctious?
yeah.
Yeah.
We used to have mats in the house sometimes because everybody would be out the house and working. So we had some
Yeah.
mats that they'll use it on there. We'll take them out at night, after work, early morning, before work, on weekends. We used to do all that shit. We used to just constantly run around. Um, Funny story, me and my brother took them out once, and it was in the middle of winter. So as we're walking around the block to have them use the bathroom, they were loving it. They used to love it to be out, even in winter. And
The
Bama used to
snow.
love the snow. Yeah, but
Yeah.
as we're walking, my brother starts running with Bama, and as he's running with him, I'm trying to keep up behind him with Lady, and Lady was a little bit chubby.
Hmm.
So we're trying to keep up, and next you know, I hit a patch of ice, bro. lady hit the patch first, but she slid on all four legs and she was fine. She didn't slide. She didn't fuck
She
up
had
her
the
shit.
balance
She
going.
had the balance. She like literally her legs were straight. She slid and then went back to normal running. Me, I just straight poof.
Down.
Once I hit that ice, I slid and went straight down. Damn near lost. Damn near let go of the leash. I'm like, we would
Oh
have lost the
man.
dog.
Would they want to run off? You think so? Even
Well,
if you're
she
in
was.
pain?
Well, most likely she was chasing after my brother. She was trying to keep up with my brother. So if I would have let go, um, she probably wouldn't have realized I let go because she was straight
Mm-hmm.
focused on trying to catch my brother. So if that was the
Yeah.
case, my brother would have saw that and he probably would have just grabbed her.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So if I was
What?
in your place, I'll get my pup. I'll get a pup.
Yeah.
Next question, homie.
What? That brought you down a little bit. So, do you have a dream that you like that is a reoccurring because it's like so good, or like, oh, I like this dream,
I really don't have
like a
reoccurring
greatest
dreams.
hits? Really
I don't
interesting.
have dreams that reoccur. Like they're always they're always something different.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is? Do you have an explanation,
I
or do
want to
you
say it's the gaming portion, because when I
really?
game,
Okay.
oh my god, and sirens.
Someone's dead. Just
No,
kidding.
bro, there
Everyone's
was a
not.
fucking bomb. There was a bomb threat near my neighborhood.
Oh wow.
Yeah, shit's crazy. My friend sent me a picture saying, "Hey, they can't believe they just sent Wally in there." I'm dying.
On the blue line.
No, it was near a bank.
Oh, interesting twist.
Um,
No recurring dreams
no
though.
recurring
See,
dreams. No.
with me, I don't know if I would say it's reoccurring, but I'll tell you and I'll let you be the judge. I have the dream a lot that I'm an actor in a movie and the movie plot is different.
Yeah.
It's like always a different movie plot, but I mean, being on a set, it's sort of like everything is the same concept. It's just like I'm playing a different character.
Yeah.
So I've had that dream like quite a few times, but it's always a different movie. And I think when I have dreams that are more along the lines of like a screenplay of a movie or like the arc of a story, I never get to finish them. I never get to the climax or the ending, and I'm just like, how do I finish this? And then the next day I'll try to dream about it, pick up where I left off. It never works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my sad story. And that was what I was curious about.
I wish I had recurring dreams because there's some dreams I wish continued on.
Yeah.
I had a dream where it was the apocalypse, all zombies. It was a zombie apocalypse, and I'm in like downtown Chicago scavenging some shit.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm going through, as I'm walking around, I'm checking out some places,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember going inside this building. I think it was like all concrete. It was dark. I'm looking around. I can't find nothing. Okay, go. My sister's in the room listening.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm going around, I'm looking for stuff. I remember hitting the stairwell, and this stairwell was pretty fucking dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, should I go to the basement or should I go up higher? I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to the basement and check what else they got down there. So as I'm walking downstairs, I start hearing like the growling and the grumbling zombie noises. I was like, fuck. So I'm slowly making my way up until like those stupid movies, you make that stupid sound and next thing you know you alert them. I did that.
Mm-hmm.
So
On purpose?
no, on accident in a dream. Because I'm trying to back away. So I hit like a tin can or something that made the noise. Like a stupid fucking zombie movie where it's like, we gotta be quiet. Everybody's all fine and dandy until somebody hits like a can or a glass or something. And next thing you know, run! So I do that. I was like, fuck! And I start booking it. As I'm running up the stairs, I just had a handgun with me, but there was a shit ton. So, dude, I'm running up the stairs as fast as I can. And when I look down, Holy shit! It was like a sea of these motherfuckers.
Oh, when you look down like the
Just
stairwell.
looking down the stairwell, there was like
Yeah.
a
Oh,
sea of them.
that's rough.
So I'm freaking out because now it's like, how the fuck am I gonna get down from here? Because I'm running straight up. Because I couldn't go out the main way that I came in. I'm running straight up all these flights.
Right.
I finally get to a point and I see there was the rope for the window cleaners.
Yeah. Yeah.
I grabbed on that motherfucker and started dropping down. And then as I'm running, the fucking building explodes
Uh oh.
like a
That's funny.
straight demolishing type. I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? And now I'm booking it, and next time I hear some people call my name, I look, and I'm running towards them before the the rubble and shit comes comes towards me. So I book
Come
it.
towards yeah.
So I go in the room, and it's just Dan and Jax. They're there. They're in my dream, and I'm like, yo, what the hell? What happened to the building? And it was dumb. They're like, oh, we planted it. We know there's like, they're like, oh, there's that place has been a center where a bunch of them are at. We planted all those bombs to bring it down. I was like, holy crap. And that's when my dream ended. Cause my dream ended, I was falling with them to like some other place, like, yo, where you gotta meet up with some other people with we have like this little community. And my dream ended.
That's like pretty good. That's
Never.
like you got a whole little mini Netflix episode right there.
I know, it's like, and it never continued. I was like, what the hell, bro?
Yeah, those are tough.
But can I say I had a dream that was similar to the movie Edge of Tomorrow before the Edge of Tomorrow ever came?
Edge of Tomorrow. What?
With,
Remind me of the plot. Remind me of the plot.
It's like Groundhog Day. He's fighting aliens, but every time he dies, he awakes
with
the same day.
It's like futuristic, right?
Yep. And they have the exosuits and everything.
Emily Blunt is in it.
Oh my god!
I think
that's my Hollywood crush right there.
Really, Emily Blunt? Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Yeah, she's my Hollywood crush. What you call it? I had a dream like that with the exosuits and everything. Not the whole reoccurring part when you die, you come back alive somewhere else like a video game. No, it was constantly. Hold on.
Holding on for the suspense.
Yep. Shit, where was I? Yeah, the exosuits.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, exosuits.
So in my dream, we had like exosuits and everything, and we were fighting aliens. No bullshit. That was a pretty dope dream. Like when you get into the suit, like I got in there, and it kind of reminded me of the suits of remember G.I. Joe, the first G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah.
So remember those suits they had? They call them accelerators. It's like, what do they excel? You? Well,
yeah,
those were the suits.
Yeah.
Like those were the type of suits that we had on, dude, and it was fucking dope. The way we were running, jumping, fighting, fucking using swords and guns, it was pretty fucking amazing.
Swords and guns? Wow.
Yeah,
that's hard to pull off in a dream.
It was a whole
I guess nothing's hard to pull off in a dream, but
yeah,
that would be funny to have a fight with swords and guns.
No, dude, I had fights in dreams. Either those were like a typical street fight where you're fighting the school bully or getting jumped in a game, or like I had all types of dreams.
Yeah.
Shit, I had a dream I interviewed a fucking a gang leader for the podcast. That was pretty interesting.
A gang leader?
I never told you that one.
No.
Oh yeah, we kind of. So I stepped over at my girlfriend's house, and I remember we were talking about her neighborhood back in the day, and how it was all shitty. So I had literally that night, I guess I was thinking about it. I had a dream. I interviewed a gang member, the leader of a gang, and bro, it was pretty legit. Like this guy was super cool, calm, collective. We're talking. I'm like, just protect your identity and your privacy. We're not gonna use your name at all. You can pick any name you want. We're gonna use that for the entire theme, and that's what we did. We straight up just conversated. And the whole point was just to educate viewers. Like I had questions for him, to him like, so give me the story of your beginnings.
And I was like super rational the whole time. I wasn't freaking out.
Dude, here's the thing. You weren't even in the dream.
Ah, damn it.
You weren't in the dream at all. It was all me. As I'm doing this conversation, having this conversation with him like face to face, and the whole time we're talking, I'm over here like, fuck, if Mark was here, I think Mark would probably be flipping his shit. Because as soon as I walk in, as soon as I walk in the place, it's literally a trap house. Like it looks,
Sure.
it looks shitty at certain points.
Oh,
but,
you went there to record.
Yep, went there to record. Like it looks like I wasn't gonna meet him, have him come to my crib, so I went there to record. And then you walk in, it's fucking shitty. You could tell, but then he has his room, and his room is hooked the motherfucker up.
Right. What did he have? Wi-Fi? Or was it a wire connection?
I don't remember. I remember
Your
I was
brain
there
doesn't
with them.
go through those details.
No, the brain wasn't in the details. I just know I was there with them. I had my computer, my microphone set it up, and this is me and him face to face talking. That was it. Like I was in the trap house with him, and it was funny because the guys I walked up in the front knew me and they were fine. It was cool until I started getting farther in the house, like towards his room where we're gonna do the cast. These motherfuckers were packing guns and shit, and we're like, "We need to check you and your stuff." I was like, "Okay." But first, can you get the AK on my face?
This is my microphone. This is my laptop.
Microphone, laptop, and that's urine coming down my pants leg. We good now? Oh man, that was one of my dreams. I remember. I feel like that's something.
Community outreach.
Yeah, I was about to say that's like something I might have to reach out to. Like yo, I'm gonna have to reach out to the leaders of the Latin Kings and see if they want to do an interview.
Well, you can't say the name of the gang. Now they're gonna kill you.
Oh my god, it's just an interview. So what's the worst they can do? And
kill you.
They ain't gonna kill me. They ain't gonna do shit.
And then make you and then release the episode.
And then release. Oh my god. But hold on, dude. I gotta answer this phone call. Go ahead and keep the people entertained.
Keep the people entertained. Oh my gosh. What can I say? I can. Let's see. What's the last stream I had? Last stream I had was like George recently visited, so that was fun. But we got tacos and we got corn from street vendors, and then I got this rash, and it was from Honey. But I originally thought like, oh no, what if like I picked the one day and I got the one taco from the street with the autoimmune disorder? I was going on this like massive man. I cared about it.
Alrighty,
but
I'm back.
Did you hear any of that?
No, I had.
Yeah, I can hear you.
But yeah, let's continue that. Pause. Let's take a pause. I gotta run down and grab these boxes for my mom. Before we could.
Man, you are so. Do you want to just wrap it up? We can wrap it up here.
No. Let's pause it. Because how far are you from home?
I'm home.
Damn, you're already there?
Yeah, there was no traffic today.
Oh shit. Pause it. We can end it. I just gotta run down. She's literally in front. I gotta run down to grab these boxes and run back up.
Okay.
Alright. I'll edit all this shit out. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
off those damn shoes. Come on. Stop. Don't come in my room now. Whew. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Let's get this back on track. So before we were really interrupted, where did we leave off again?
You were telling me about your gang leader dream.
Yeah. And how I was going to interview the Land Kings, and you're like, don't say their names. First of all, Land Kings are fucking known.
Well, I just don't want to ruin any potential future business opportunities we might have.
Future business opportunities.
Because as long as the check clears, I'm willing to accept a sponsorship from anybody.
I don't think they give out checks. I think it's just more like cash.
There you go. That's more even easier.
With a couple red stains on it, but it's like, don't worry about the red stains. You'll be fine.
Just take it to the bank. Just ask them for some new ones, and they'll hook you up.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, that was my dream with the fucking gangbanger, bro. That was crazy.
I like that. That was a fun dream. I think that's a great place to end on, unless you want to keep going.
No, I agree that it is a great place to end on. Well, now we're looking forward to what Incompetent Nerds can become, more interviewing random people, like gangbangers and mafiosos.
I think we got to work up to gangbangers. I think we got to start with an ice cream shop owner first, maybe.
Work up with local areas, and then start working our way up into crime-related individuals.
Yeah, we'll move up the white collar white collar blue collar food chain in terms of crimes. We have to start with postal infractions first.
Oh man.
What's it like to get 2 years for mail fraud? And let's interview that guy. He's got an interesting story for sure.
No, the guy who has interesting stories, the guy who got caught fucking peeping in people's mailbox. So you did how long in federal prison for peeping in mailboxes? I was stealing mailbox. I was stealing people's mail. Why? I don't know. I just
Don't worry about it. Because the gang leader asked him to.
Because the gang leader asked him to.
Yep.
Yeah, that will do. I'll interview gang leaders. You interview mafiosos, and then we call it a day. That's how you know we made it. That's how you know we fucking made it.
Yep.
Oh man. All right, so
ladies and gentlemen,
vote for next year.
If you ever have any connections, send them to incompetentnerds@gmail.com.
I swear to God, watch us start getting fucking emails left and right. So
Make sure you check the spam folder.
Yeah. So I know this guy named Big Tony. He lives he lives in California. I don't know where at, but it's Cali. Mark, that's your problem. Go handle it. Oh man. Yeah. Then it is a good place to end.
Yes. What do you have a topic for next week? We're gonna figure it out later.
We're gonna figure that one out later. Surprise the audience.
Right. Surprise the audience, guys. You heard that. Thank you for listening. And we will see you next week.
Peace.